Hi, I'm Craig Butler, professional football manager and father to top international players. Football coach to Jamaica's youngest and most talented players. Jamaica, why haven't we started the Premier League when the rest of the world has started already? You want people starved to death? Consistency is key to development. Anyone who says otherwise is utter madness. These are mad people. We have a Football Unfiltered exclusive with Leon Bailey, Raheem Sterling, and Jadon Sancho simultaneously. You heard it here first, folks. We dissect and present football in a way that you've never seen before. Trust me on that. Craig Butler's Football Unfiltered. Don't miss it.
All right. You'll use the phone first. So
No. So hi everybody. It's transfers window, so
very
pressure,
busy.
so forgive me. Very busy.
Yeah.
Lenny.
Will be 1 second. All right.
Hi, I'm Craig Butler, professional football manager and father to top international players. Football coach to Jamaica's youngest and most talented players. Jamaica, why haven't we started the Premier League when the rest of the world has started already? You want people starved to death? Consistency is key to development. Anyone who says otherwise is utter madness. These are mad people. We have a Football Unfiltered exclusive with Leon Bailey, Raheem Sterling, and Jadon Sancho simultaneously. You heard it here first, folks. We dissect and present football in a way that you've never seen before. Trust me on that. Craig Butler's Football Unfiltered. Don't miss it.
All right. Okay. So as you guys can imagine, like he just said, it's transfer window. So things never stop. So we're trying our best to stick to the schedule, but I mean, calls every. Oh, how has today been?
I didn't get to brush my teeth until about 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah.
Been up since 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Speaking with different clubs, different agents, different. Yeah.
So obviously everyone sees in the news the rumors around Bailey. How are the other? You have Atkinson, some news around him, and
Atkinson, Reid, several other players. We have players down that are about to go into Genk, about to go into Grasshoppers in Switzerland. Just forged a great partnership with Brookhouse College in England.
Yeah, that.
We will have some work players over there. So
yeah.
Yeah,
there's some people saying, well, the show's on, so that's good enough. So he will probably get a nice hour in before things start blowing up again, maybe. And yeah, we see all your comments. Thank you guys for the support. I mean, we're at now almost 1,200 subscribers. That's like 200 in the week we almost got. So thank you all for that. Today's show actually got packed in the past like 15 minutes. We have some guests coming on. We have Io, who you guys seen before. I'm going to review some of his footage, Phoenix Academy player.
We're going to review some of the footage of some of the players that are leaving to go to Europe.
Yeah.
On the 11th of this month, the U21s are going to go to England, play some of the big teams in England, and so they want to show some of the footage of some of the talents of the players that are here. We have Aya with us today. Aya is from Nigeria, and he's our captain now, so that should give you an indication of how much respect we have for him. That would make a Nigerian the captain of a Jamaican football academy. So, lots of respect there. So,
well, before we get all that, let's try to squeeze in. And a lot of people are thinking about your reaction to the Jamaican match versus the US. So what was your overall impressions of the match? And
I think it's the best match I've played in years.
really,
Yeah.
So
I think
a lot.
finally they're actually trying to get to a system of play. Kappa is trying to press. He doesn't know how, but at least he's trying, and that's the first step. He has to understand what quadratic pressing is, where you're pressing in quadrants. You divide the field into 4 sections. The players don't have to move that far if they're moving in tandem. So if you have a player, for example, the left back, and the team is pressing in the right side, he only needs to come in towards the center of the pitch a little bit more, but he doesn't have to go all the way over. When you look at how Tapa had them pressing, Corey Burke was running from the left to right like a windshield wiper. So you wonder why it was that when they got the chances to shoot, they couldn't shoot because they were too tired. The legs were done. So you have to know how to press, and you need to also understand what a trigger is. The trigger is usually set off by the center forward, who blocks off one side so that they can't play the ball back. So that's part of the whole deal. If you look at how the whole national team has been playing in the past, they were not very aggressive. They didn't create a lot of chances. And as a result of that, we look really lackluster and boring, side, back.
Yeah.
Side, back. At least this time out, we were creating chances. We were breaking. We were going down the lines. We're taking on people and we're taking shots. Yeah. See, Flemo just missed a shot a while ago, but he was a little overzealous in this match. I know he has a point to prove, but as I said, they're taking the shots, they're making the effort to get forward, and really defensively, Liam and Lowe were very good together. They worked very well together. In reality, they lost in this tournament, but in reality, only 2 goals were scored on them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
2 goals were scored in the entire tournament.
Yeah, that's true.
No, so?
I think one against 3, because one Guatemala, one Costa Rica.
Yeah.
USA.
And 1 USA. So, truth of it is we're getting shots off. Everybody's shooting. We're running at the defenders. We're taking the shots. And it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
It's a step towards identifying and establishing a proper football system and culture, which will come after that as a result.
So would you consider this tournament maybe not a huge success, but at least more positive than negative?
Sometimes the results don't actually belie the effort, And for these boys, really did a lot of effort going in. Leon didn't play much of the tournament, but you could see the effort from all the other players to actually play like him, to press, to go forward, and you can see his leadership even off the pitch when he's on the bench. You can hear him. He's shouting, he's trying to get them, he's motivating them, he's urging them on forward. But as I said, if you look, let's try and see if we can pick up somewhere where we see.
Leon on the bench?
No, it's hard to see the team pressing because the highlights are going to show you the offensive work. It's not going to show you the defensive work that is put in to try and win the ball, And that was a very poor mistake. Blake should have punched it. If you can't hold it, go in, we'll punch it, keep your eye on the ball. But, as I said, it happens. And I think the World Cup qualifiers are going to be awesome. I think Mikel Antonio has gotten his papers now fully, so he's ready and on board. And we'll see where we go from there.
Yeah, that's the big thing where now the World Cup qualifiers is literally around the corner, just a month away. So we're going to see them right away. And then a lot of people's comments was that there was no, finisher. We didn't have a definitive someone to be there, like you always talk about, get the balls in, you can finish. And Mikel Antonio hopefully will have that. We had to get some questions about Leon Bailey about why didn't he play, but he was injured, right? I think that was one of the main reasons. Him against the USA match.
I don't know. Somebody told you he was injured?
Someone said here he's injured, but I don't know.
No, it's just didn't play.
All right. People are saying yes, they were impressed with the pressing. Nicholas Samuel says, "Big up, Mr. Butler. You trained him at Quest Prep, but he never took it that serious. But good coach."
Thank you, sir.
Um,
How long ago that was? About 11 years. Huh?
Really? Quest Prep?
Quest Prep is 2009.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Craig, you should give Tapa a helping hand, even if it isn't under the JFF.
I try. This medium that we use
exactly
here is to give him the helping hand.
Yeah.
In reality, the team never pressed before we started talking about pressing. The fact is, he just needs to know how to press now.
Yeah.
And you take the step in the right direction. So now I'm sure he'll do some research. He'll realize he'll hear me talk about what's quadratic pressing in quarters, and he will get it.
Yeah. All right. Well, any other questions about the Gold Cup? Tapa said he was injured on the thing. Yeah, you're right. He did say that on the press conference. But I think
and I had a little nagging strain.
Yeah, that could carry, but it was.
It was still available if you needed to.
Exactly, because I think he started warming up on it.
Yeah, he was getting ready to go on. Because his heart is in the right place. He said, "Listen, when I go down on the bench, put me in." So he was ready to go in, but I think it was good judgment not using him. He had a little injury, and it's gone now. But you don't want that to go from a strain into a tear or something. So it's right.
All right. Well, before we bring Iowa, did you want to say how your week was in terms of just in the academy?
Oh, week was rough.
Yeah.
Rough week.
Prepping for the trip.
Prepping for the trip, and the closer you get, people start getting nervous. Or as my little daughter likes to say, they getting nerves.
Yeah.
And it was good. We have Mona High under our belt too with the Manning Cup coming up, so they've started to train. The young ones are doing really, really well. Great training this week from Skylar McFarlane. Young Skylar. Skylar is the most senior player in this academy.
Yes.
Yes.
Skylar?
Yes.
Oh, you mean in the?
No, period.
Oh, really?
Because he started at 2. He's now 13.
Yeah.
So he has 11 years.
11 years veteran.
Ex-veteran. and he's 13. Not even 13 good yet. So he's been with the academy for a long time, and it's good to see him developing and see Sean Clayton and the younger ones developing. We talk about the older ones a lot, how talented they are, but the younger ones are even better. They're even better technically. You have Daniel Scarlett, you have a little one that we call Mighty Ants, little one, so and Tweety, so they're coming up. So the next generation looks really good.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to them, Most of them won't be going on the trip. Jamani Bell is probably the youngest one. He's 13, and he's going with the under 21. So
with you on the
trip. Because of his obvious talent, maturity, and so on. So is Dylan John, who's now turned 15. So we're gonna push and see where we go with this. The relationship with Brookhouse College came on board well this week, and we just want to announce it. Phoenix All Stars Football Academy will be working in tandem with Brookhouse College in England, where we'll send our players there to continue the education, the exposure, being an environment where they can play games with and against the top Premier League clubs, academies. So that's going to be a great thing for younger players, because one of the things that I don't want to see happening anymore is our young players staying too long in Jamaica, staying too long in the Manning Cup or the DeCosta Cup environment, when they should be leaving to make space for the younger 15-year-olds that could come up and do just as well. The challenge we have is that when we we keep a player until he's 19, his development gets hampered.
Yeah.
And then we get caught with a situation like Junior Fleming or Tyreek McGee, where luckily for Tyreek, we're able to take him in, fix whatever the flaws are, redeploy him, and he's doing well. Junior has taken a longer time to develop because he had a problem too with his left side, and it's getting better now. But if he was at 17, 16, 17 in Europe, he would have developed a lot faster and better. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that's a good point where the older kids who are ready, they're training in, especially because actually it's a good question. So those like clubs in Europe, when they look at their experience, do they see, oh, he's only been in Jamaica, doesn't know us that well?
Yeah, the adaptation is key. I mean, when you reach 18 or 19, I think Junior went to England on a trial. And when he went into cold, language and cultural barriers, coaching style barriers, and you're going on a trial for a week or two. How do you adapt? All these players, if you call up the players at Phoenix and said to them, hey, how many times have you been to Europe? Oh, I've been to Belgium, I've been to Holland, I've been to Spain, I've been to France, I've been to Germany. I've played against all of these teams, Genk, Leverkusen, Lille, whatever. So it's great that they can get these advantages early.
So we'll be next week. The show will be we'll have remote. Well, probably full remote because I'll be at my home. And Craig will be in Europe. So we're still going to try to get the show in. Craig will be calling in, and we'll see. There'll definitely be a different backdrop, but yeah, we'll talk more about that at the end of the show. But I think Sam Isle's been waiting very patiently long enough. So we're going to bring in Isle. And we're going to look over some of his highlights too. So I'm just going to do some adjustments here. I can come in. So I'll just quickly I think you haven't been on for a few weeks. For a lot of the new fans, let them know, who you are, what you're about, and your name, and what you want to be in football.
Yeah, hello everyone. How you doing? Hope you had a good week. My name is Ayo. Ayode Joshomode. I'm a Nigerian. I'm 21, and I play defensive midfield. I also play for Phoenix All-Star Football Academy. And as a person, I've grown up to love football, and I've been playing football for probably 12, 13 years right now. And my aim is to become a professional footballer, make my family proud, my coaches, my team, and everyone, and make sure I achieve my dreams as well. So I hope God grants that.
Yeah, you go ahead. No
this was is Al going on the trip as well too.
Yeah.
So what are you looking forward to about the trip?
Well, I'm happy I'll be going on the trip, because I'm going to learn a lot in terms of experience, exposure, and everything. And I'm also going to make sure I make use of the opportunity given to me, to explore my talent and show the world what I can do. Yeah.
Yeah. So Craig, what are you looking out of this trip?
Money.
Money. We're getting too on this on the show, Craig.
No, he is a very, very top talent. Ayo came here to go to university, to go to school in Jamaica, and he came to us, and after 2 training sessions, I realized that this was a great opportunity for us to help to continue developing him, but more importantly, to get him into the top leagues. He reminds me very much of like an NDD, or even more so like almost like a Gattuso type of player. Very good in the midfield, very composed, very strong on the ball, good passes, powerful shot with both feet. And so, let's put up the video. Let's take a look at what he can do and understand the roles of the holding midfielder and how simple it needs to be, and just look at how he plays.
So this was a video that sort of just highlights him a bit. You can hopefully see him there. So since he's been here in Jamaica, have you noticed any like major improvements, Craig, on Island? How he's been playing?
Yes, his movement, his switching on the ball has improved a lot. The technique that he employs, he knows to use both feet when passing on both sides, and it's been impressive, really nice.
How do you feel about some of these highlights? I know it's probably tough to see here, but like, what are you trying to show the most when people watch this? What do you want them to take out of it?
Well, as you know, I play a defensive midfield role. So most importantly, you have to balance your defense and your attack. You understand? Try to win the balls, read the game, read the passes, and intercept well, and then play with your midfielders and know when to switch the ball to the wings. Because it's an important role in football. You have to keep your head up, read the game, and know the things to do at the right time. You have to be quick and fast as well.
So Craig, this is the type of video that they would see there or that you'll take with you with during the trip?
Yeah, we would be taking videos when we go, but more importantly, what we'll need to show is the quality of the player.
Yeah.
Quality in each position. You have to show that he can win balls. You have to show that, for example, the defensive midfielder, he can win balls, he can make passes, he can surge through the midfield, he has the tenacity and strength, and he can shoot, So this video is just a little bit, not all of it, because we're working on the videos right now, thanks to you, and we'll make it happen.
Yeah, so what were your thoughts on the? Did you watch the Jamaica match as well?
Yes, the last match against.
Last match.
Yeah.
So how do you feel? I know obviously you're not. You wouldn't play for Jamaica, but what did you see out of that, and like how do you feel like, from your opinion, what was missing?
Well, firstly, I'm going to praise all the players. It was quite a good game. Because I watched. I think one of the group stage matches and the one against USA. It was way different. The person was there, the only thing I know, the mistake they did was, converting their chances. Each time they shoot, it's always weak. But apart from that, it was a wonderful performance. So it was a real wonderful performance.
Yeah. So, Craig, how important is it for a player to be able to read the game like that and have that type of IQ? Not just playing on the field and being good, but being able to take away from watching other matches.
Well, that's the difference, because when you go to the professional level, it's very academic. It's very, very tactical. So you have to be able to see all what you do. You see, if you can't see what others do, how can you see what you do wrong?
Yeah.
And so you'll be able to grow from it. And from a technical perspective, very important to learn. But in fact, the better you're academically, the better a footballer you'll be, Because you have a lot of people who have a lot of skill, but they just cannot use it because their head tough.
Yeah.
Done some cement kids. You understand?
We have a couple saying, can you play for Jamaica? You would solve Jamaica's central defensive problems.
Well,
I'll get him a nice Jamaican wife. You asked me already, yeah?
And hopefully someday,
Matthew Davis is saying, hope the best for you. So that's some well wishes. Who do you look up to as a player? Like, who do you enjoy to watch the most and try to emulate?
Well, apart from choosing someone from my position, I've always loved Messi because he's a great player. It makes it look easy. But coming to players that play my role, I look up to Sergio Busquets. He's a great guy. He's a great footballer. He wins the ball good. He makes the tackles, the slide tackles. Makes the passes. He's comfortable on the ball. And when he was playing with Xavi and Iniesta, it was great. That was a great combination. So I look forward to him, and also Kante. Most people say he's very strong and then he runs a lot. Yes, he runs a lot, but as well, he knows where to be at the right time. So that makes him feel like he's all over the pitch. So which means he reads the game well, knows where to make the movement and where to intercept. Those are great things. And looking at Jorginho and Fabregas, they have the passes. The passes to supply to the strikers and to the wings and all that. I look forward to those great players.
Someone said you remind them of Yaya Toure.
Yeah. Plays a lot like that too.
Yeah.
Plays like everything.
How has it been so far here in Phoenix? How's your experience? I know we talked about this before, but people you've been here for how long now?
In Phoenix or Jamaica?
In Phoenix.
Yeah, I've been in Phoenix for about 10 months.
10 months.
It's been an amazing moment, and I'm really glad I had the opportunity to come to Phoenix. I've learned a lot, both on and off the pitch. And I believe those things are going to make me a better footballer and also a better person.
Yeah. When you've never been to Jamaica before?
No.
So Craig, how did you help him assimilate to the culture and getting used to Jamaica in general?
But a part of it is just sometimes when he's here, he's around the family. There's some things he's never eaten before.
Oh yeah.
Try it one.
Do they have Aki in Nigeria?
No.
Well, Aki's from Africa.
Is it?
Yeah. But do they eat Aki or do they just see it and leave it?
Well, where I come from, we don't eat Aki. I don't know about other tribes.
Yeah.
But it's together?
Eat goat.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. And it's like nobody hunt over there.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
They're hunters,
Yeah.
They go into the forest and then out for meat and all that.
Did you find any similarities between Nigeria and Jamaica? Things that kind of reminded you maybe of Nigeria?
Well, yes, I get for the food, probably rice and peas. It's something similar to what we call rice and beans. The peas is similar to beans, and then that's the only thing I think it's similar in terms of food. For the culture,
isn't music here popular in Nigeria too? Jamaican music here.
And African music is getting very popular in Jamaica too.
Yeah, that's Afrobeat.
If I tell you I love you,
yeah.
Oh boy, funny.
Well, let us know if you guys have any questions for Ayo. But Ayo, where do you hope to be in 5 years? What level of football do you strive to be at?
Well, in 5 years, by the special grace of God, hopefully at that time, I believe I should have a good club, a top club, playing in the Champions League, winning trophies and all that. And also representing my country, It's a good thing as well, playing for your country. I'm not saying I can play for Jamaica as well, but me saying I'm playing for my country, it's either Nigeria or Jamaica. So right now, Jamaica is also my country. And also playing in the World Cup, that's a top tournament I'm looking forward to. Yeah.
So you trained a bit with Leon with HBT too, right?
Yes, I did.
I remember when his last training, actually it's in the video on the channel, if you guys want to check it out. I think you really impressed him because he kept coming back to it. I think you guys were training together in a drill.
Yes.
And but how was that? How was that training?
Well, it was a great opportunity for me, and it also motivated me and encouraged me some parts. I feel like yes, I can do it as well because I'm with him. I learned a lot from him. The touches, his behavior, and all that. It's really a great opportunity for me.
Yeah. So you also be leaving on Sunday. What's your immediate goal? You want to go there and just impress, or do you want to? Have you been to England already before?
No, I haven't.
First time?
It's gonna be my first time.
Okay, so are you? So what do you when you first get there? Are you trying to maybe get accustomed to the culture a bit more, or learn about the culture, or is it just strictly football that you're really focusing on?
Well, I guess it has to be all of it,
Yeah.
While I'm playing football as well, I need to learn a lot of things because it's an experience, Yeah, but mostly I know I need to focus on the football and show them what I know how to do best. But at the same time, I need to adapt to the environment and learn few things as well.
Yeah. That's exciting.
Hey, what do you think of me as a player?
As a player?
Because you don't know. Once a week I try to play.
Yeah.
No matter if I'm sick or no sick, I try.
He's a top player. I know most times when he wants to play, he has to play attacking midfield. And then I'm playing behind him, So it's always a great combination. So whenever I give him the ball, he makes the true pass, Is it out to the right wing or to the left wing? You understand me? So it's been always great playing together. He's a top man, top man. Good left foot.
I have a lot of fun, and I always on because here's what I do, right? When I go to play, I pick the A team, I take out the attacking mid, and I play attacking mid. So all I do is just wait, and then you have to give me the ball, and then I just send it. No, I just send it through passes.
Oh, I see.
You know, because the game is so simple. Once you have a system in place,
yeah,
you can actually make the pass one time without even looking. You don't have to look because they know they're supposed to be there and they're supposed to be going through the lanes. And that's what, let's talk about that. Let's talk about
The system.
the system and the culture that happens as a result of the system. In other words, we're doing it every day. You guys are doing it at teacher, yeah? How do you see the younger ones coming up? Will they need to be told?
No, they don't need to be told. They're learning it and they have more time than we did. We did it in a shorter period. So now they know what the system is all about. They have to adapt and then learn from the senior ones. And then they have more time and then it's going to be more perfect for them, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
So what do you think about the next generation in general of the Phoenix players?
Well, to be honest, I see great talent in the team. Great talent. You have top players in the team. When I look at the youngsters, I'm like, wow, this is great. And I'm also proud, after my generation, the ones coming up, I'm very proud that they're going to do more than we did. I'm very sure about that. Very sure.
Is there anyone in particular you're even track for the
rest
of the career?
Yeah, of course. We have Bell, plays attacking midfield, plays way too much for his age. That's what I tell him every time. Like,
He plays too much for his age?
Yeah, exactly. Like inside his head, doesn't have the brain of a 13-year-old. That's how he plays.
No. Yeah.
You understand me?
So
like his touches, the right into the right time, makes the pass, and
so he's like a big man.
He's composed. Even when we play top teams, we play Premier clubs, he's not scared, he doesn't feel any type of way. He plays the same way he plays among these, So watching Ben, Sean, Skylar, like you said, it's a good player. Yeah, a lot. I can't mention everyone, Just watch out. Watch out.
Yeah. No, it's exciting. So we'll be kept updated right during the trip, and like we said, maybe how do you manage all those people, all your players, Craig? I mean, how do you make sure they're all going to be where they need to be, and how do you just in general track everybody on the trip? It is big.
Ask him.
Yeah.
Well,
I first of all, technology is very important.
Yeah.
So we have our WhatsApp groups. That's one. Two, the culture of Phoenix is very important, and it has helped a lot. There's not a lot that I need to do. It's not like the average team where you go in and everybody knows their role. Everybody knows what they're supposed to do. Everybody knows the chain of command. Everybody knows where the respect goes, We have a very, very strong administrative support team. Nicola Bicknell, Shelley McFarlane, Kathy Buckner, McFarlane. Those guys, Eddie Layton, David John Hutchinson, and also, of course, Mr. Richards, John Richards, that we have a strong administrative and coaching team. That, if there are times I go to training in the evening and I literally just go, stay in my car.
Yeah.
I'm working on the phone and stay in my car and just watch. I'm in the AC watch, and then all the kids come and say hi, but they know I'm working, because I have the two caps. So, and everything is running smoothly, no problems. So, I'm looking forward to this trip for them, and it's going to be a big test.
Yeah. No, it's really, and we said, you're going to try and make a show next week remotely, and then provide a bit of an update on how everyone's getting along.
It's been so stressful because we just finally today with our travel agent, we just paid for all the tickets.
Yeah.
Because it was a deadline. We wanted to make sure we're worried about COVID, we're worried about this new Delta virus, we're worried about all these things hitting England. and what would happen if we go and the country shut down, you know.
That's true.
But at the same time, you just cannot sit back and not play.
Yeah.
It's life, it's business. You have to keep working.
Yeah.
You know,
Losing
and
so much.
we haven't stopped training. We've gained
Yeah.
so much. We've become the best youth academy in the country, in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that the fact that we didn't give up, we didn't stop, is why we paid out those tickets today.
Yeah.
Because we cannot give up, we cannot stop. Can you imagine what happened? What if Aya would have gone on this trip and he would have been picked up by one of the bigger clubs? How much is Nigeria ranked in the world?
In terms of football,
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but probably about 35, 34.
Right. So would there be a challenge for getting work permits for a Nigerian player
No.
in England? No.
No.
So you see, this could be a quick move for him.
Yeah.
He could go, he could play against a couple teams, get seen, and boom, big transfer.
Yeah.
And that transfer could again take care of another 100 kids for the next 4 years and develop another set.
Yeah.
You know, the opportunity to play against these top level clubs, to see their academies, to see what it is like, and again come back
Yeah.
and build your name. Can you imagine if we go there and we're playing against Aston Villa or Leicester City or any of those guys and we beat them?
Yeah.
Then when we come back, continue to build on that, and they'll know about us. They'll be ready for us, and we can. I call and say, "Listen, I have a good player for you. Want him?" They'll say, "Yes, please, right now." They won't be saying, "Oh, send us some videos. We'll look at it."
Yeah.
You know, your word is being built each day, and we have to continue with it.
Yeah.
That's the key.
We have, or I guess a point to that is, like how often would you travel like before COVID? I mean, how often were you out of the country?
Every month,
Every month?
2 weeks here, 2 weeks there.
Yeah. So you can see like the difference. I mean, like and travel's obviously been, so low since COVID. It's like
Yeah,
you have like this buildup of talent and
Yeah.
not stopping. It's almost like you're just opening the can of worms right away. Everything's coming out.
yeah. That kind of word, that kind of whoop us. I mean,
The can of worms is negative.
Yeah, it's a lot of top players are coming out now, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
when you look at them, when you look at the vision that Dylan John has as a player, you know. I mean, when I got Dylan for the first time, he was going to Peter and Paul Prep. He was young, he used to give a lot of trouble, you know. And today, he's visionary. He can handle playing with the seniors. He can make brilliant passes. He has a vision to make the passes. Skill, composure, balance. All the things you need for an attacking midfield. And he can shoot with both feet. You know, what happens when you take a kid like that and you unleash him on England? Yeah?
Yeah.
It's expensive. It's not easy.
For sure.
Not easy.
So someone's asking if you were able to maybe mention any teams, unless they're this confidential. Any teams that you're going to be facing, or academies?
We'll be going up against Aston Villa, well, Manchester City that we're organizing to go to. We have Leicester City. We have some other clubs in the Championship as well. Just want to go there and beat up some academies, you know, and bring more scouts over so they can see, you know, and then we'll see how it goes, you know.
Yeah.
Those guys are not going to be easy pushovers, though, you know. This is England.
Sure,
this is where football began.
Yeah.
You know, so we have to be ready.
So what do you do, Iowa? I guess to stop any, like if you're lining up against Man City, yes, it's maybe they're under 23 team, but do you get nervous at all, or do you just focus on the match?
No, I don't have to get nervous. No.
No.
No, of course not. But for me, I believe in teamwork. You know, of course, I'm going to do my best in the team, but it's a team effort. We win together, we lose together. So for us to win together, we have to do what we need to do and then play as a team.
Yeah.
And I believe I'm so positive about it going up there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we are going to do some wonders, and some people are going to be shocked because they've been preparing for it. We've been working so hard, putting a lot of hard work. So I'm expecting positive results out there.
So how would you deem this trip a success, Craig? Like what would determine if this was a good trip?
To be able to play out all the games, to be able to come out healthy with no problems, and to get a few players the opportunity to, whether it is to go to school, whether it is to, because we have 4 players that we're actually going to send to Brookhouse, one of them on a scholarship, and have them be able to train and play with the big academy teams there. Be able to have the education is key. So be able to have players like Ayo, who is of the age now, get an opportunity, whether it is at the highest level or even in the championship or even second division, I don't care. As long as he gets into a team, can show his quality, and after a year or 2, he's in the Premier League. This is how things can move really fast. It's 4 years now, and we're looking to transfer Leon into the Premier League.
Yeah.
4 years from being 18.
Yeah. And Leon first got to Yearbook 15 or 16?
13.
13. Yes. We still have to do that story time now.
We'll do that story one day.
Yeah.
But it's not easy. With Leon and Kyle and Kevon, they were my kids, so I could take them all at once with me and it would be okay. But when you have another 25 kids, you can't take them, and you want to keep them, not break the rules. So the best way to do it is to go and play games against these teams, so they get to see you, they get to know the players, they get to know what the quality is, and so when the time comes that they turn 18, it's not, hey, can you send me a video? It's like, oh yeah, I remember Whisper. Oh yeah, I remember Dante. I remember them when they came here and they played us a couple of times. Come on, send them over. We have good friends, good contacts in Europe now. Dimitri de Conde is a very good friend, family friend, and the technical director at Genk. And we weren't always, at the beginning, great friends. We were hitting heads until we weren't seeing eye to eye, until we started to realize we both cared about football, we understood football, and we're no-nonsense people. So, we're able to bring Leon to the next level. And I'm sure Dimitri has a lot of confidence in my ability to develop players. And I have a lot of confidence in his ability to take them to the next level. So I'm looking forward to getting Buster, Ayo, and Shushan over to Genk on test, on a trial, so you can see the quality of them.
Someone just asked how many players will be joining. Did you mention Grasshoppers? Will there be any players joining Grasshoppers and Genk? They're also asking about who.
5 are going on trial to Grasshoppers. 3 are going to Genk. The 3 that are going to Genk, I believe they will get through. I just know the quality, and I know what Genk looks for. I know what Genk looks for in a holding midfielder. I know what they look for in a winger. So NDD used to spend a lot of time at my house. That's why he likes, because we came to dinner one time, and he said, I gave him rice and peas and chicken and everything. He eats, and then he says, can you get a plastic bag? I said, why? He says, because I want to carry home the rice and peas to eat them. Because this is important. This was I should look at the boy and say, see what I'm telling you? When you don't develop a player so that they can cook their favorite food themselves, they're at a big, huge disadvantage, and they'll get homesick.
Definitely.
So with Phoenix, everybody has to cook. He's staying with us for a couple. I told him to come stay with us for a little while before he left, because I want him to learn to cook. I want him to learn to clean. I want him to learn to take care of himself. Make sure he can. So when he goes by himself and he has his own apartment or his own house or his own car, he can do it without having to depend on others. So your independence is key.
We have a lot of people asking, obviously, about the transfer news. But like you saw, we were delayed because it's just constantly going. We can't divulge so many things that's happening. But I guess, Craig, do you want to give just a quick recap on just because everybody's wondering?
Well, this whole week has moved very quickly. Well, 3 or 4 clubs now are putting pressure to get Leon. One has put up a good, very good options for us. Very good opportunity. Very good terms, and we're leaning towards that. Leverkusen is also working with us in terms of what we think is the best for the player, and I think that's commendable for the club. But at the same time, to the last step, to the last day, we will remain loyal to Leverkusen. They're Leon's employers. They've dealt with me well. They've dealt with the academy well. We've invited our academy over. We've gone over. We've played games against them, trained with them. So it's very important that we don't break that, and we have to deliver the information at the right time.
Yeah.
You know, what I can say is that time is coming very soon. When I say very soon, I mean could be hours.
Yeah. If the phone rings, maybe you guys will hear something first. But it's kind of similar to what you're saying about Genk, keeping that relationship. So in the future, Leverkusen now becomes a close partner. You can bring in more players and practice with their teams and have them scout the players. So
don't burn your bridges at all. It's one thing. The relationship we had with Genk is good and strong. And the one that we have with Leverkusen, I want it to continue to be good and strong. Rudy Vola is a top guy, and if Leon does stay, I want him to be in a position where he's appreciated still, always. And if he does go, we want it to be a position where we have a great relationship with them and they'll come and support him and cheer for him, the Germans, because they were so good to him. I remember Leon singing in the stands with the German fans from Bayer Leverkusen, and that brought tears to my eyes because after the game he went up in the stands and he was singing with them, and he didn't understand a word they were saying, but he was singing anyway, So it was great.
So we have more comments. Someone's saying, hope all the boys do their best and make it into a club. Thank you, Matthew Davis. We have K-Mac asking, how realistic is your chances of getting these players contracts in England from this trip, I guess, is what they're asking.
Well, understand, many of these players are minors, and minors cannot sign professional contracts until they're 18. Many of these players are Jamaicans, and Jamaicans, because of the English rule within immigration, the Home Office, they cannot get a contract unless they've played 75% of the national team's last 15 games as a starter, and they have to be in the top 50 for a period of over 2 years.
Wow.
So it will be extremely difficult for the players to sign immediately to an English club. However, many of these English clubs, because of this very same thing with players all over the world, have sister clubs. So you have clubs in Switzerland, clubs in Belgium. For example, Manchester City is close to Lommel in Belgium. Wolverhampton Wanderers are close to Grasshoppers in Zurich. So these clubs will then say, okay, well, we'll sign the player, but we'll loan him out to Grasshoppers, or we'll loan him up to Lommel. And then the player will then go play in the league, perform really well in the league. And then what kicks in is what's called a special talent clause, which says that if a club in England is willing to pay £10 million transfer on the player, then that all the rules that would have been executed for Jamaica would be waived because the player is a special talent. So the only way to do that is to go to one of these other countries, really perform and justify that money.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things. So when we go to England and we play, we're playing for them to see us, and from there we negotiate opportunities with sister clubs with different.
Yeah.
But apart, I think it's to know the game, the business of football too. You know, a lot of people wouldn't know that. I saw people sending players from Jamaica to England and trial.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. They can't sign them.
Yeah. It's true.
But if you're smart enough, you can send him to sister clubs, and when he goes and he plays there, he'll do well. And then he can.
Which is, something you're used to, right? You're used to starting off at a Belgium or Germany.
Look at Leon, what we did with Leon. Leon went to Belgium, performed well, then went to Leverkusen, did well, and now his transfer is so high that they won't even look at that at the home office.
Well,
if he goes to England.
If he goes to England, right. No confirmed yet. So somebody said, Romaine McKenzie said, I personally think you're great at what you're doing and seeing talent. However, however hard is it to develop the world-class players you have under your wings?
If it's hard?
I think so.
It's very hard. It's very hard. But at the same time, the biggest problem I have is protecting that malleable young mind from all these other coaches that are not properly educated and would seek to make me look bad. You know, so say for instance, I have many of the top players in the country. These players are now going to schools. And I remember even when Leon went to KC first when he was younger, there was an effort to just like try to tear him out from me. I don't know why. And I made a rule. I don't want any of my players speaking to any other coaches, period. Because when you're young enough, I remember there was a kid that I know, a particular recruiter for a particular club, got the kid to leave because he bought him a PlayStation.
Really?
Yeah. And that kid is now on the side of the road somewhere. No club, no football education, no path. But guess what? That club won the under 13s. So they're happy. You know? And then they'll say, oh, that boy was no good from day one. It's what you teach him. It's what you teach a player off the pitch. All the things on and off the pitch. So I have to almost insulate my players. We live in a bubble. You know this thing with COVID for Phoenix? It's like it wasn't that much of an adjustment for us. We're already living in a bubble. We're already not wanting to stay away from these guys. Protect yourself. Let's get our thing done and go. I mean, I played a friendly game the other day, right? Friendly game. I won't say which club it was against, but there was a Premier League. And Whisper Richards is our center forward, 15 years old, big and tall, good talent, and he was destroying their central defender at the time. Central defender started to squabble with him. He hit him back, like, telling each other about whatever, you know, footballers say things to try and get each other out, right? The referee, who is from the club, calls the boy over, said, come here. The player knows, as a rule, from me, is not to talk to opposition coaches, right? So he's not going to say anything. So he doesn't say anything to the guy. He doesn't respond to him other than to say, well, if you want me, you can come. Now, you believe that the man gave him a red card for that? Just to get him off the pitch. Gave a red card because he did not come to him. And this is a big problem that you have with the Eagles.
In a friendly match.
In a friendly game. To get the advantage. To be able to Yeah, and this is a problem we have with a lot of Jamaican coaches. Their egos are so high through the roof. It's a different type of ego than mine, you know. I believe I'm a top man, you know. I believe I'm a top man, but I'm on the same level as all my players.
Yeah.
I'm always joking with them. We're always hanging out. They can always come to me. They don't feel like, oh, there's Mr. Butler, you know, be careful how you talk to him or whatever. No. They call me beef. They say, want beef, you can do so and so and so. Whatever, whatever. It's not a, hey, I'm at this level and I'm higher than you, so when you see me, you just be quiet or come here, boy. No, that's not how I operate. But many of the coaches here do. And that's why so many of our players, when they do leave Jamaica, they're so shy and they're so introverted. I remember the first time I met Tyreek Magina. I was up at JC watching training, and Ian Andrews, a friend of mine, introduced me to Tyreek. And Tyreek shake my hand, but his head was down in the ground like this. Very little confidence off the pitch. Now, this was a kid who just want to live your shield,
Yeah.
and his head is down like this.
JC, right?
Yeah. So, but in one action, he's confident on the pitch. But when he comes off, he's like, you know, very introverted. So, and part of that has a lot to do with how those people who are in charge of him, who he looks up to, how they deal with him. Do they deal with him as an equal? Or do they deal with him, oh, you're a little boy?
Yeah.
You know, shut up your mouth. I don't know. What I do know is that the Tyreek Magee that left here to go back to Europe is a confident, powerful,
Yeah. Did you notice the difference when you first got here to when you left those sessions?
I trained with him a few times, you know, and then yes, I believe, of course, when you're working with Craig Butler, you have to learn a lot.
Yeah.
That's certain. So yes, I believe he learned a lot. You know, he worked on his flaws and public speaking and all of that, self-confidence, and it's a much better.
Yeah,
person.
he was on the show too once, I think.
Yeah, he came on the show. He went back and he went to the Gold Cup with a new haircut.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I said to him, I said, the boy learned, grasshopper, you learned. Yeah, so I'm very proud of that youth. Very proud of it. And I'm proud of his dad too.
Yeah.
He's a very supportive father, humble, supportive.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, there for him.
He didn't get enough time, I think, on the pitch in the Gold Cup.
Yeah.
I think what we saw, there was flashes. Obviously, there were some things that need to be improved on. I think the goal against Costa Rica, he lost the midfield.
Lost the ball, didn't run back. Something
back.
I've been talking about, but guess what? The Tyreek Magee that was raised before, every ball he lose, he didn't run back.
Yeah.
Every ball. When he was playing at JC, don't work going back.
Yeah.
When he was out at Harvard, don't work going back. Somebody else would do that for him. When he came to Phoenix, you could hear me. If you watch that Tivoli game, you could hear me screaming at him. Get back. We lose the ball, get back or come off on my pitch. And in fact, I took him off.
Yeah.
And I put on Isco. And I said, look at what you are to do.
Yeah.
And Isco went on, and Isco is a top talent. People just don't know about him. Mario Sims, attacking midfielder. And he did the work. He showed, and Tyreek was like, all right, coach, you're right.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about that kid. He learns, he absorbs, and he tries to do it. So even though he did it one time, a mess up. My message to him was, Tyreek, listen to the good voice all the time. The voice that's telling you, go back. Win the ball after. If you lose it, fight until you win it back. Listen to that voice. That little devil that is in there that tell you, listen, no, man, you don't have to go back this one time. Somebody will tackle him and win the ball.
Yeah.
Don't listen to that one. And he's like, you're right, coach. And I'm seeing him as that attacking midfielder for Jamaica. I'm seeing him sending those through passes through to Michael Antonio, Leon Bailey, Junior Fleming, Corey Burke. I was impressed with Korberg.
Korberg had a decent.
Yeah, I was very impressed with him. I was impressed with his work rate. Blow up after 60 minutes because obviously he was pressing. I don't know how he did it.
Yeah.
You know.
Also, shout out to Alvis Powell. Got hurt last match. I'm not sure what
and that cost the team.
That was a big loss.
Alvis is a top player. Again, another player that was not properly represented, so that the opportunities that could be there for him.
Yeah.
Top talent.
Yeah.
Top talent.
We had someone saying, Shada says, I cannot and will never learn how to cook, but I get your point. How the players need to learn how to cook.
You know, a lot of the clubs in Europe, you know what they do?
Uh-huh.
They get the player, and the player has a manager. The player then goes and he goes to a European club. The player then finds a girlfriend because he can't cook. He wants cook food. Yeah? So he gets a girlfriend. The girlfriend starts to cook for him.
Yeah.
The girlfriend's father starts to get close to him. Before you know it, the girlfriend's father becomes his manager. And his manager, who has built him all his life, is thrown to the curb. But you know whose fault it is?
Really?
His manager.
His original.
He should have teach him to cook. Teach him independence. So he's not dependent on nobody.
True.
You understand? Teach him to cook.
Yeah.
You see these guys in there? Sometimes they say, beef, you're hard, don't? Yeah? But don't I cook for you since you come here?
Yes, you do.
What I cook for you?
I know last night we had some what do you call it? Some Chinese noodles and some
chicken chops today with shrimp in it too. Yeah.
Then the last time we had some
lobster. And you had steak too. Yeah.
Steak.
Yeah.
And they made lobster and lobster fish tea.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I was
you're here when I was doing it. And fish tea. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so my hands can cook.
Yeah.
Well, you better learn to cook too. Because if you don't learn to cook, you're in big trouble. You're in big trouble. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot of players, a lot of African players that happen too as well. A lot of African players. I don't know why. Would you believe? Do you guys hear something knocking like that? Would you believe that's my little dog? He wants to come in.
Is it? Oh, Jesus.
That's our little dog, top man. I'm going to get him and let him come on and show and say hello to everybody.
I thought it was
someone knocking on.
Yeah, someone knocking.
Come in, top man.
Really?
Yeah, that's it. If you want to give him come on and show and say hi to everybody. Say hi, Topper. So you see, even Topper is an independent guy. He opens the door himself. He wants to get in. He wants to be a part. Come on. Yeah, come on, friend. So this is Top Man. Say hi, Top Man. You all right? Huh?
Yeah, I think they could hear. Because Jamir commented. He said how the dog wants to come in.
Yeah.
Someone's asking. I think they missed it. Ganesh Nakti is asking for Atkinson or in the Reid update. How are they?
Yeah, they're doing well. They're doing well. They're doing well on the trial they're on. What I can tell you is that the guy said Kivon is a beast, and Kemar is exceptional. He's always running at the players, taking them on at a high level, so people don't realize what from that group, there's about 10 players that were just top. Carter Martin Davis, Kemar Reid, Kevon Atkinson, Travis Blake, Raylan Paisley, Jamon McLaren, Kemo Jackson. Wow. Unbelievable talents.
Yeah, someone said, "Good evening, Mr. Butler. Love what you're doing for all these boys." Stephen Francis also says the UK loves the program. Thank you. Please share it to all your friends in the UK as well. We have Craig. Do you see Tyreek breaking in at UPenn first team next season?
Well, he trained here, and He never got a game in the first team, not even practice matches last season. He trained here, and I can tell you a lot of people watch our training. And he went back, and the first practice match of the season started, and they won. So, for me, I think that's a very good sign, you know? And his mentality is totally different. Confident, you know. Stick with Chippy a lot too. He asks a lot of questions from me. You know?
That's good. Someone said, true about Corey Burke, I think they played him too wide. You agree with that?
He played himself too wide because he's pressing, so he's going left to right. So when he does press and win the ball as a center forward, he is on the wing. So who is he going to cross to? He should be the guy that's in the middle. And it's just about knowing how to use a quadratic press. So the center forward doesn't actually go beyond the two edges of the 18-yard box when he presses, going all the way back to the half line. So he plays in that little area, but what he does is he shuts off the back. When the pass is made to the center half from the goalkeeper, for example, he shuts off that back pass so they cannot go. See? He shuts off the back pass so that they cannot pass back to the goalkeeper or over to the other center half. Blocks him out. That's what you call a trigger. He's a trigger. He leads the press. So he goes, cuts him off this way. The winger comes in from this way, the left winger will come in from this way, and the attacking midfielder comes in up the middle. So you have three people boxing in one guy in the corner, forcing him. Either we're going to take it from him or we're going to force him to kick it long. When he kicks it long, you know, I can tell you this. I did not see in that entire game Damien Lowe or Liam Moore lose the ball one time in the air.
That's true. Yeah, especially Lowe had a really good.
Not one time in the air. You might have beat them on the ground with that pass, but not in the air. So if we were to press that way, it would then force the ball to them to kick long. We'd win it and start again. And that's the problem we had in that game too, you know. We did not, when we won the ball, we did not know what to do with it. And that's important because we win the ball and sometimes we just kick it right back to them. Win the ball, you need to find your attacking mid, and the attacking midfield needs to thread the needle. Play to the winger's feet or into the space or into the lanes for the center forward who should be in that middle. Because once he's not in the middle, it's a big problem.
So AD said true. Even if he gets caught wide, as soon as you win the ball, he should be in transition.
Exactly.
Exactly what you're saying. Use their speed. You know,
but he doesn't need to get caught wide. What do I say to the wingers, to the center forwards whenever they go out on the wing?
You have to get back in the box.
Get back in the box because you're clogging the lane. You're clogging the lane for the wingers. So if you go out on the right wing and block and you receive a ball, where's the right winger going to go? That would have been the ball that the right winger should have received. That would have been the ball where the right winger, that area should have been the area where the right winger would have pressed. So when you go out there, you're causing problems. Do your job, stay in the middle, cut off the back pass, press them back ways so that they don't have, you have three types of press. Reverse press, which is from the back, right? So when the guy say I get the ball as a right center half, you block me from going back. So that's where that press comes, and that comes from the center forward. The side press from the winger who's coming at you, and then the inside press that comes from the attacking man. Three different types of pressure. But once you don't do that, and everybody doesn't press at the same time, you have a problem. What happened to Burke is that sometimes Reid was late in the press. He was late, so they were able to go through the middle. So if he blocks the back, the winger comes forward, and then the guy just comes straight through the middle because Bobby was a little late. And the reason Bobby is late is Bobby is trying to press also from the left side all the way over to the right, where he should press maybe the right side, and then you make the box, the number 8, press the left side when the ball, if and when the ball switch over there. So he doesn't have to run more than a quarter of the pitch. anyway. So defensively, so you don't get so tired.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because they were pretty drained,
Yeah,
especially
they were drained. They were tired.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, this is for me. I will never knock the boys in this instance because it is better to have lost trying to do the right thing than to have won doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And that us playing side back and knocking it around the back and getting one chance or two chances per game is not true to our genetics. It's not true to who we are as a people. Yeah. We should be relentlessly pressing, running at them, using our minds, intelligence, creativity, and using our strength as a unit. Let me tell you something. Jamaica is one of the most unified countries on the planet. You know? Anywhere you go in the world and you say Jamaican, yo, Yadi. I say, yes, we're brethren. And it's like you know each other from day one. Not many other countries are like that. An American sees another American in another country. Or is an American. They don't come, hey buddy, let's go hang out. No. I mean, the treatment we got when we were in Europe, you know. Me and the boys, we got Austria.
Yeah.
We're struggling with up on the street now and I try to get trial. We book a dread. Right? We're say, yo, Jamaica come from, come stay over my house now. We cook up some food for you. Yeah. You know? The guy who was the consul, right? The Jamaican consul in Austria. Take care of us, help us, above and beyond any type of duties that you will have as a consul. Pay for hotel for us, make sure we're all right, make sure we eat food, make sure we get back. Take care of us. You know? I need to remember his name. But I really respect you for that and want to appreciate his years after. But the former consul of Austria, or if he's still, I don't think he's still a consul, but the former consul of Austria from Jamaica. Really, really good guy. I appreciate everything that he did for us.
You should try and get him on.
Yeah, one day I'm going to link him up and get him on.
So I think we have about 10 minutes just because 8 p.m. is the curfew, so I don't want to leave.
Oh, yeah.
Too late.
I'm holy.
But
man, I'm so holy.
So we have a lot of more questions. We keep going questions. Anything you want to talk specifically with Io on it anymore, or should we just continue with some of the questions?
Yeah, well, Io, how do you like Jamaica? What have you seen of Jamaica? One day you sent me a picture from a country that you went to go de-stress.
Yeah. That's when I went to Dons Rivers.
Dons Rivers? Yeah. You like it?
Yes, I do. It was fun.
Yeah. Did you get any girl?
Yes, I am a girl.
Top one.
You have one in Jamaica?
Yes, I do. She's a Jamaican.
Yeah? Good man. Good girl. Must play for the national team.
Welcome to the club. The new person here. But what's your favorite thing so far here in Jamaica?
Well, I think the beaches, the rivers, the falls, it's exciting. No matter how you're feeling, whenever you go over there, you just have fun, just relax and then you just calm yourself down.
Last night, we were out by the mango tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're picking mangoes or fixing up a tent thing, right? I said to them, you think you could do this in Nigeria? You think you could be out in the mango tree in the middle of the night, a snake would hold you or something? It's funny. We don't realize just how blessed this island is. We have very few natural predators, We have a very, The one thing I fear is crocodile.
Okay, I was about to say. Or the mermaids, right?
Yeah, they talk about mermaids too, crocodiles. You not believe in mermaids?
You do?
Of course.
They say it's all under that one bridge, I think. Someone said it's...
I think there's a mermaid in Blue Lagoon.
Yeah?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I saw a big splash, and I think it was a mermaid. But really, Jamaica is beautiful, Yeah. I could live really with where I am now in life. I could actually live in almost any country, south of France, chill out, manage there, relax. And the truth is, there's nothing I love doing more than football and my country and being home here. being with my daughters, being with my sons, being with the Phoenix kids, my family, going to the beach, going up Blue Mountain. There's so many people who leave Jamaica for a better way of life financially and sacrifice the quality of life. And that's one thing I'd never do. I'll always go away and go and work, but that's coming straight home.
Yeah.
Because this is my home.
And I lives here too. Like,
Yeah,
this area home.
And see you, look at you, you leave Canada.
Yeah, pretty
You
much.
from Jamaica.
Yeah, definitely. So compared to, I guess, have you been back? You haven't been back to Nigeria in about 10 months since you got here?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So do you yourself see you settling here in Jamaica maybe after your football career, or what do you think?
Well, I haven't spent a lot of time in Jamaica, but the little time I spent, I love Jamaica so much.
Yeah.
I was having a
Although
discussion.
it's been a lot of COVID, pretty much all COVID, right? I mean,
Yes,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, you'll probably see more of it once
Definitely.
things slowly start opening.
Yeah, you say you were having a discussion with someone?
Yeah, so we're talking about, probably when we get a good contract and then in a few years, talking about buying a house. And I was like, yeah, I'll be taking Jamaica as my home as well. If I'm getting a house in Nigeria, I need to have one in Jamaica. If I have 3 weeks off, maybe I use 2 in Nigeria and I have to use 1 in Jamaica. Yeah, I love Jamaica. I'm really happy. This is happening. Yeah, I'm really, really happy.
My friend Julius UJ, big up to you, Julius, Spitfire Academy. He and I went to school together. He's from Nigeria as well. He says he's a chief, he's a king in Nigeria.
Wow.
He's a king of a tribe or something like that. And he goes back, he has an academy over there that he goes and he tries to get kids opportunities and also to just try to keep them, help them to have a better way of life. So big up Julius, I have been here kind of reminded me of you. He's huge though, huh? He's like 7 foot.
Wow.
Julius. What he calls it, you Jamaican. Oh yeah, you crazy Jamaican. Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Well, we had someone saying, yeah, if you miss some news on, not too much news on Leon, but if you go back, you'll see Craig touches on it. Nothing's confirmed yet, but everything is we're still in the transfer window. So
Some people say there's news out already.
No, well, there was just that report that came out weeks ago about the Villa bid, but there was nothing came out of that, or at least a week ago, I think, a week or 2 weeks ago. Someone says, Ray Davis says, I'm convinced now that you are needed in JFF. Stephen Francis says, Mr. Butler, if you're coming to the UK soon, please let me know. I like to link up.
Yeah, man, definitely. Once I'm in the UK, we can link, man. We need only for support if and when Leon does go to the UK.
360 Zone says, do you find your players' training sessions tactically improved from Phoenix when they go to a higher club and when they come back to Jamaica? So like I said, so when they leave and they come back, are they tactically better?
Hey, I'm a top man.
Yeah.
You don't understand? I'm a top man. Tell the man tell them. My coach, is on a different level. Yeah. People come from Manchester City and come out there and tell them.
Well, if you go on the YouTube page here, I mean, Leon comes here to train even more because it's
anytime. I watch with Leon, for example, right? I watch Leon's season. I say, okay, this, and this, I need to work on it. I bring him back, we work on it, we deploy him again, and he dominates.
Yeah.
Let me give you an example. Leon likes to cut it off of his left, like Robin, and curl it, right? So the keepers start to watch the tape.
Yeah.
So after a couple games of where the keeper just waits on him to cut it and curl and stands in the corner where he's going to curl it and just catch it, I say, okay, my friend, you need to mix it up now. Instead of cutting it, cut out on the right and drive it. Leon scored two. You saw the one where he made a lick off the goalkeeper head? Yeah, almost hit the goalkeeper head off with his right foot. Yeah. And that is as a result of our training. Because our training forces you to use both feet. Forces you to play both sides of the pitch. You know? Since you've been at Phoenix, how many positions have you played?
I've played 10, I've played 8, I've played 6, played centre back as well.
Yeah. And you play forward or
I played, yes, I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So what am I doing? I'm preparing him for any eventualities. In truth and in fact, when they do go away, they get to see that what it does more than anything else is confirm for them that I know what I'm doing. Because they go and they get to see that exactly what I'm doing is what needs to be done. I'm going to read this to you. This is from one of my parents we have a player now that is in Germany. His name is Phoenix, by the way. And he plays on the left. His actual name is Phoenix. Phoenix from Phoenix All Stars Football Academy. He tells me every day that it's his academy, he owns it. But I'm going to read to you what his mom said. And that's why I tell people all the while, don't have a foreign mind, right? So she said to me, when he's now in and he said that he's doing really well. Yeah. I said, pay me some money, right? So she says, I'd be happy to pay you for your hard work, coach. It's priceless. You work with payment plans, LOL, right? Because they're now in Germany, right?
Yeah.
We do need to discuss management fees at some point, all joking aside. After seeing the trainings the past 2 days here, I'm even more impressed and have a whole other level of respect for what you do and how you do it. You have truly taken the EU system of training and professionalism and Butlerfied it, taking it to the next level. Beyond impressive, and I do hope the boys and parents over there realize that there is no better coach or academy than the Phoenix, and they need to learn all they can from you and really take advantage of the opportunity you're providing for them. You're such a blessing, Craig, and I continue to pray that Lord just keep elevating you and blessing you the way you do others. Love and respect, Craig. Miss you and the Phoenix family. So that's one of our players' family. The whole family moved to Germany. We got him in a club in Germany now, and he's training with them, and that's her feedback to me today. So, yes, we're Jamaican. Yes, we're a Jamaican academy, but we are utilizing all the best practices from Germany, Belgium, Holland, Slovakia. Yeah? We don't use that from England yet because we really haven't had much training in England. Yeah. And if you look at how England was in the last 20 years, they've been taking their top players from Holland, Belgium, Kevin De Bruyne, Courtois, Benteke, Lukaku, Company, Robin, all of them have been going from there. So the best place to have learned was from there. So when we do our training, we're preparing the players for that. And it's not a show-off thing. Not a show-off thing, it's a reality thing. Yeah. People said to me, Craig, boy, you don't have that much, a lot of the local coaches, you don't show enough respect for them. I said, well, you know what? I left here as a general manager for Toshiba, having graduated from school, educated myself, making good money as a family. Mm-hmm. I left here, and I went to Europe, and I cleaned toilets to be able to learn from the Austrians, learn from the Belgians. I paid the price. Walked across fields. I had no car. I had to walk 3 miles across a mud thing, farm field to get to a field turf, to get to the training facility. And I learned and I listened. And I ate humble pie. I didn't try to tell people I know what I'm doing. I listened. I listened to Dimitri Duconde. I listened to Michelle Ribeiro. I listened, and as a result, I learned. I went and did my badges, went to Malta, went out there, did my badges out there, went out there, coached out there, coached in there, and I learned. Yeah. And now I'm able to say, well, this is what you need to do. While other people who sat on their tail ends, did nothing, and refused to get a formal education in coaching beyond Jamaica, are telling the kids this is how it should be done. How do you know how it should be done when you're not there to see? All you see are the games being played on TV. You don't see how the players are being developed to play those games on TV. You don't see what they're being taught to do from a tactical perspective. You don't see what formations and systems and football cultures are. You don't know about the Belgian golden generation and how they became. You don't study football. You're here just getting up and going and coaching every day because you get a little money in your pocket or because you have nothing better to do. And I think it's a disservice to the young men of our country. And it's a disservice, JFF, it's a disservice to have just courses out here. Send away our best young coaches on something called a practicum, where they go to, say for it, and it's easy, I'm sending away, Travis Blagrove, our former captain. I'm sending him right now to England, and he's gonna go for about 2 years. Yeah, he's gonna partner with Brookhouse as part of our deal, and he's gonna go and do all his badges in Europe, in England. Get his badges, get his A license. So what he knows about football, about his personality and his leadership and his coaching abilities, he can add to it and he can be qualified and come back. Yeah, you sacrifice 2 years and you win for 30 years.
Exactly.
You get me?
Yeah, no, I relate to that. And I sacrifice everything also. So obviously not to that level, but it's like you need to go through that hardships to see the other side.
Yeah. I want to share something with you guys. We keep talking, but I'm gonna find it.
Well, we had people said that a lot of people here don't understand what a quadratic press is, including Arl Tracy.
You want me to answer that?
I think you kind of answered that already. Like in general, you're saying that the national team needs to.
You divide the field into 4 quarters.
Yeah.
And you play the game up by the half line.
Yeah.
The 2 central defenders, they mark man to man, and the goalkeeper operates as a sweeper.
Yeah.
You press everybody in that little corner, and if they get out, you switch over and go to the next corner.
Yeah.
So you're not running across the entire width of the field to defend and press. You're only running across a quarter of the field because the whole team is moving as a unit in tandem. Press it. That's a quadratic press.
Danny Richucci says preach. And then T Dog says fly Felix, #fly Felix. And then we'll go through this one last question, and then we'll do your message, Craig, and then we'll head off. But 360 Zone says, what aspects of training and coaching would you say impeded the process as an individual player like Leon Bailey or team players like McGee is more difficult? I don't understand the question.
What's the question?
What aspects of training and coaching would you say has impeded progress as an individual player like Leon or a team player like McGee is more difficult? I don't understand.
Ask the question again.
Sure. What aspects of training and coaching would you say has impeded progress as an individual player like Leon or a team players like McGee is more difficult? It doesn't make if you can write it again.
Let me see if I understand. Maybe he's trying to say what has impeded Leon or has made Leon successful and impeded Maggie. Maybe that's it. Yeah, maybe that's it. I think that the fact that Leon was given a lot of confidence internally, boots him, believe in him, off the pitch as well. A lot of support educationally, academically, morally, and also made him make sure he's very humble. He remains humble. You laugh and joke and show up, but he will at the same time hang out with the little kid on the street, and chat to them, no problem. I think Maggie at the time was a victim of the school system and all the demigod mentality, how they push him up and boost him up. And it's the greatest thing that rather than keep him humble, keep him grounded, and teach him what he's missing. A lot of people are afraid sometimes when a footballer is good to look at him and tell him where his weaknesses are. And that's one of the things footballers appreciate the most. When a man can be honest and say, yo, Reggie, you need to use your right foot. Leon at the level he is, he's a millionaire now playing football and he's doing well. And I'm still looking at him and say, hey, you need to mix it up.
Yeah.
You can't be just cutting in on the left hand, off the right on the left hand, shooting into the far corner every time the keeper by reading. Mix it up.
Yeah.
And he's humble enough to listen, try it, and it works.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So what happens is, any day you stop learning as a footballer is when you stop being a good footballer.
Yeah.
Got a game constantly evolving. I need somebody in your corner that can give you the right advice. I don't think Mange used to get that advice. I think everybody used to just rate him up and top man Mange, and then when Mange go home, nobody don't remember him.
Yeah.
You get me? With me, my players always around me. Always around them at the house, or we're doing things together or whatever, but I'm always around and always trying to teach them beyond football. Because everything that you learn off the pitch is going to be executed on the pitch. Because if you're a selfish person off the pitch, on the pitch you're selfish. If you're a nasty person and don't clean up after yourself, the same way you're going to be on the pitch. You won't clean up after yourself when you make a mistake. Yeah? If you're not willing to learn off the pitch, your head tough on the pitch, you're still not going to learn. You're stubborn and not want to listen. So these are the key things, key things, key components to the success of any player. And a coach, I had some great coaches, You see this guy, Mark Mendel? He's dead now.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he died of a heart attack. Hope I wasn't the one who actually did that. Yeah, but this is the type of guy who I want to be like. Him, Jimmy Sinclair, David Hunt, Walker. These were guys that can sit down and have a joking conversation with you. And you and them on the same level, chatting and joking.
Yeah.
But the respect goes on. These were guys that could motivate a player. It's not about discipline. You must be disciplined. You must be this. Because the other day, when my player got sent off the pitch, right?
Yeah.
Whisper. The first thing that the guy wanted to say was he's indisciplined and he's disrespectful. And everybody would have said, well, accept it. You saw my reaction? My reaction was like, I was ready to go to war. You heard? You were on the pitch. You heard what I said? The first thing I said was what? Bring it what?
Bring it in.
Bring it in.
Yeah.
You know what that means? Get off the pitch.
Yeah, it's coming.
I was telling everybody, come. You run him off for something like that, we'll come off of the pitch. It's not worth it for me, for you to break the spirit of my player at 15 years old. Yeah? I will back them to the end. That's what the coach is for. And when I came back to Jamaica, Mark Mendel, see there? He had a little Jeep, Rockstar, little white Jeep. And he gave it to me.
Yeah.
He says, here's your little Jeep. Enjoy it, my little friend. So I said, Mark, how much I have to pay? He says, when you have money, you pay them, man. It's okay. And I didn't have any money when I came home. And drive my little Jeep. It's always good to me. His son, he died, but I lived to have his son, Janu, go to Genk, and Kyle and Leon take him around, show him the stadium, show him all the things, take him to a game, let him sit and play, in the Genk team, because Mark couldn't make it. So at least I made his son go.
Yeah.
You know?
That's nice.
And that's the type of respect and love you must have for your coaches. And the only way you get that love from a player is if you give that love to the player. And a lot of these coaches, they don't get it.
Yeah.
Boy, they discipline. Not what a person does, but why? It's not what a person does that makes their action sacred or secular. It is why he does it. Yeah? If you're bullying the guy and telling him, come here to me. If Whisper took one step to him and listen, he would have problems with me.
Yeah.
Because everything you can learn in football from a good coach, you can unlearn in football from a bad coach.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not even a bad coach, it's an uneducated coach who thinks he's educated. When I left Jamaica, guys, I was thinking I was a top coach, and I only knew 2% of what I think I needed to know. What I learned in Europe, no, brother. And that makes me, and to think, I have a university degree, I have 3 A levels, I must be like 6 or 7 O levels, Dale Carnegie training, university training, Xerox training, very educated person, very educated mind. And yet, I went to Europe and I knew only 2% of what I needed to learn and know about football and development. And to this day, I think I maybe know about 45 to 50% only.
So a lot more to learn.
Still a lot more to learn.
Yeah.
But you have some man in Jamaica that don't move from the football field they are on, whether it be in, I don't want to call it, at the field, they have not moved from that field for 40 years. And they will tell you they know everything about football.
Yeah.
How? On that wall is Karl-Heinz Rummenigge. He was the captain of Germany, the hero of Germany when they won the World Cup. Yeah? Rudi Völler was his teammate. Yeah? I mean, that's Arjen Robben's father that I'm hanging with.
Yeah.
Over there is Roger Lukaku, Lukaku's dad. You don't think I'm sitting there asking questions, how you develop, how did you develop his son, what did you do? I'm taking that opportunity to learn, Dieter Hones. Yeah? No, you have to learn. And a lot of us just don't want to learn. You see on top of him? He needs to learn. He needs to learn. And Jamaica and the Jamaica Football Federation needs to get our young coaches and send them away on practicums to learn.
And it's not just learning, it's knowing that you always have something to learn. You know,
exactly.
You never stop.
Never stop learning. That's the problem. So many of them think they know everything.
Yeah.
I don't know everything. I know what I know now, but tomorrow I hope I learn more. And if a little child, how many times you see the little kids come to me and they tell me things? I'm listening. Mighty Ants and Tweety and all of that. I could run them away. But I'm sitting there and listening. Yeah, okay, Tweety. So how you do this and how you do that and how things going. You get a girl that she's 7 years old. So it's funny, you know, but you know, football is life. You know, it really is life, and it's a beautiful game, and there's so much you can learn.
Everyone loves someone said here, they love listening to you because they're a young player. So they, someone said, I can't find it, but the person said, oh, there we go. As a young player, I love to come on the streams and listen. Lots of knowledge and life lessons as well. So, right there. So people are coming here to. And last question, and time for Nigerian to go get a decent club and play in Europe. So
it's time for Nigerian youth to go. Yeah. But Ecclesiastes.
Yeah.
In the Bible, it says there's a time for everything under the sun. Yeah? There's a time. And if you treat a man as he is, he shall remain that way. If you treat a man as he could become, he will aspire towards it. And that is what our Jamaican coaches and all our football fraternities from the schools go right down need to recognize. Treat our young players like they're top professionals.
Yeah.
Give them that respect. Give them that honor. And they will aspire towards being top professionals.
Yeah.
The Phoenix boys were professionals before they became professionals. You know?
Yeah,
So,
they all act like it.
yeah, they act like it, and it's important.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, well, I think before I get thrown in jail for a night, I think we should get going.
It's not for night, and I think it's 1 million, bro. Got that charge, though.
No way, really?
1 million if you broke curfew. You didn't know?
Shit, no, I didn't know.
Yeah. Bro, God would deal with you.
All right,
And if
guys.
you curse the bad word or anything, God go with you.
All right, guys. Well,
It's funny, I was saying to Leon, I said, Leon, come and visit me for a couple of days before you go.
Yeah.
Man say, they said, bro, God shut down the place. So
Yeah.
there I go.
not joking. All right, guys. Well, please like, share, subscribe. You know, keep. We actually today applied for YouTube partnership, so we're building. So thank you, guys. Any last words, Ayo?
Thank you everyone for coming to the show. Really appreciate the love and everything. You know, I hope you all have a wonderful night rest.
All right. Well, good luck.
Respect. And to the English fans, big up to all the people over there. Love and respect.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, and we'll be seeing you next week in England. Hopefully.
Yeah.
So we'll be remote next week. Maybe a remote show. So yeah. All right, guys. Have a good night.